If you want to learn the secrets of watercolor that nobody else is doing, then you need to watch this video. And today I'm working on a cityscape of Panama City, Panama. And this is a combination of several different techniques in this painting. What I'm doing is I painted the city in the background and the waves with a really strong stained black, which is Winsor Newton's sepia color. And then what I did on top of that is I'm literally just wetting the entire paper, and I'm going to pour color on top of the paper, one color at a time, and then move the colors around to really build up this deep, rich, atmospheric perspective. I want to make it look like a gorgeous sunset here. And if you do this all at once, it just makes a giant mess. I mean, it makes a giant mess anyways, because we're literally just wetting the whole paper first. Then the color is going to sit on top of that sepia, and the sepia isn't going to come off the paper because it's a very strong stained black color. If you're interested in purchasing this original painting or fine art prints, as well as all the supplies used in this demonstration, check out the links in the YouTube video below. All right, and once that layer has started to dry a little bit, what I do then is I go back and wet the paper again. Then I'm dropping in the lighter color first in the center, and the darker color around that. Then I just move it around and create this bullseye effect. And I just go back and forth until I get a beautiful transition of color. Then I have to take paper towels out underneath the paper. They catch all the excess color there. Otherwise, it all just drips on the table and makes a giant mess. You can see the painting is still really, really wet right here, and you can continue to drop more color into those wet areas if you want to, but you just don't use a brush, because if you use a brush, what that does is it pulls off all the sepia color, pulls off some of the sepia color underneath there. And this is the next layer where I'm really, really building up this glowing effect. So now I put some the jaune brilliant in the center there, and the orange around it. I'm doing cleanup in our olive 4 underneath the paper, because that will form water blossoms if you don't clean that up. And I just move this around until I get a beautiful transition of color from one color to another. And as the paper slowly dries, you can really kind of control this. You can drop in more jaune brilliant if you want to. You can take some of the color off. You can put some more of the red around the edges here. And now I don't have the paper towels underneath the paper because I'm not using as much color as I was before. It still makes a mess. You can see it all dripping on the table here. And if things aren't moving, add a little bit of water to it. Move it around, but you never ever use a brush because that pulls off all those layers. Now once I'm completely happy with the background, what I'm going to start doing then is I'm going to start working on the boats in the foreground. But I've got to get this beautiful background wash done first. I'm adding even more of the jaune brilliant here to get more of that glow. And with this technique, the more you do this, the more it's really going to build this up. There are some paintings where I've used this technique, and I mean, I'm not kidding. I've literally done over 100 layers of color. I just go back and forth. I just drop in some thicker paint, move it around, let it sit on top of that other color. But again, I've said this before, but you cannot use a brush because it disturbs everything. And then I was getting patient at this point in time, so I'm using the hairdryer to dry this. And you can see the dampness of the paper, the dryness of the paper. Just try not to blow the color around too much. Just go back and forth and let the hairdryer dry the paint, but don't blow it around because then that's going to create watermarks if you do that. And here's the finished painting. Thanks so much for joining me for this painting demonstration today. If you like this content, hit subscribe. I'll have more watercolor tutorials in the future. Thanks a lot and happy painting.